I think the key thing with AI, as far as I can understand so far, is that it's what it can't replicate is individual lived experience, and I think that is also what a lot of other people can't replicate. There isn't enough out there about what it's actually like to live with a long-term condition, and even how managing your medication affects everything in your daily life. Having to go to the chemist 5 times a week, sort through your medicines, remember what to take. That's just one tiny example of what it's like to live with a condition. And I find often the really valuable bits in health communication are those tiny little details that you wouldn't think to ask about, that somebody will just convey. Or perhaps things like, I've interviewed people who've talked about feeling very jealous of other people who don't have their particular situation, or these are things that aren't often talked about and that might just flow out in normal conversation. Well, you're not going to get things like that from AI. AI is brilliant to kind of get you going. That's what I find. I mean, we all have difficulties with facing a blank page sometimes, or with AI, you never need to. But probably you're going to be rewriting 98% of what's there. But if you can kind of use it as a productivity tool, it's great. And I will say actually that AI does have some skills that a lot of health communicators or people working in that kind of sphere don't have, which is, it has seemed to learn that you need to have perhaps put a bit of reassurance in there, or like, if you're giving some advice about something, end with a little bit of a kind of a sort of hopeful uptick, instead, because some health communicators are very, here are the facts.
Yeah.
And I think that really can be very traumatic actually for people with some conditions to be consuming that kind of content. So that's interesting that AI has got that down, more than, I suppose, if people are very focused on just the kind of medical model and not
Mm.
thinking about how somebody's going to be consuming this information,